Hello everyone, so we've got Thursday coming up. Now let's start with gold. Now with gold, as you know, yesterday was a swing day, and because yesterday was a swing day, I also yesterday put up a Twitter post for this one. Okay, so because yesterday was a swing day, I did say from the PST level going up is not a bad idea because that is a breakout. Okay, so this is actually what I did as well because it was a swing day, so I posted on Twitter as well, and I gave two levels of price yesterday. One was 2632 and the other one was 2629. Okay, now that other one today is 2622. That one's still the same. Why? Because that red line is a bit further down the line. Okay, yesterday the red and the blue were together, so they were pretty close to each other. Today the blue is at 45, which is 2632. Okay, and the red is lower down, 2622. But if we break below this zone, obviously we should be pushing further down. Okay, why? Because an impulse wave up move, and we should be kind of following down, right? But because we had a PST breakout yesterday, I did say this is not a nice location to be trading at, but I do trade gold, so I thought I'd go long on a swing day in an up move, which worked out fine. Okay, which worked out fine right under there, and it was worth entering at this bar here to push up. The trade is already covered. What could give us the indication that this is going to go further up? That could be, if you remember from your technical analysis, we have a push up and then we've got the A, B, C push down. If this turns upwards, breaks above that, a pullback into a trading hour can push up. Now today you can see there are a bunch of hours, okay, which is a bit tricky. So what you can do is take the better hours, okay? And those better hours are, for example, let's cherry pick some hours, okay? Let's do, for example, 10:45, which is going to be 9:45 on the platform. So what I'm going to do is 9:45 on the platform is this one, and there's an 8:45 one. I'm going to get rid of, I'm going to get rid of this one, for example, okay? Let's get rid of that. That one's a better option there. Now the 8, from 8 to 8:30, that's 7 to 7:30, which is about 7 to 7:30 on the platform is going to be around there. So that's okay, all right? And these are already done. Let's get rid of them, okay? So that we've got a better screen. And then the others which are okay is 12 o'clock, which is 11 o'clock on the platform. So that's 11 o'clock, so I can get rid of this one, all right? And then what we can do, also take the New York pre-session. So that's the 11. Now the New York pre-session is going to be important, which is going to be 2 to 2:30 my time. Okay, so this is that zone there. And then New York morning session at 4:40, which is 3:40 on the platform, is going to be important. And if we find direction, it should push us into 6:30, which is going to be about 5:30 here. Okay, and then if the market carries on with that move, which I suspect it might do, okay, or it might like go sideways, okay, it should take us into there. So if the market does kind of push up, that should be the situation. If it breaks below this level, obviously then that's going to be a sign that maybe it's going to turn pear-shaped. All right, so we'll see how that pans out. But having a stop above the entry, I'm okay with that, since the trade is also covered and I've taken some profit, which is what you should always be doing as well. Remember, from technical analysis, you have to manage the trade, okay? Trade management is important, especially when we're trading in between the zone, all right? So that's how we can play this around. Now, today with gold, like I said, therefore, the only thing I can suggest is if we break out, the pullback should be okay to go up, okay? in any case, you have to be extra careful because we're in between levels on the daily. All right, and that is why. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. With the euro dollar, right, yesterday I did say this is a pennant. So from an up move, we should want to sell, and that's what the kind of market did. Okay, now these are swing hours. Remember, the weekly pivot is always a location for us. So the market selling off here at trading hours is okay. All right, and if we're going to follow this down, impulse wave, market doing a runner with a pennant, I still say the market should sell off. Okay, so we've got two levels, the 43 and the 46, 05, 50 and 30. So if I take 05, 50, 05, 50 there, and 05, 30 is pretty much your weekly pivot here. So this zone is still okay to sell. It's done it. If it breaks above that, don't stand in front of it, because obviously then the market may still push up and break out, and you don't want to be in that breakout. You don't want to be going against a PST breakout, because that can take you to 0590. Okay? So doing a trade at a trade hour, okay, is a better option. Now, because we've got non-farm payroll tomorrow and today, there are a bunch of aspects. Like I said, you know, you've got to be a bit more cautious and maybe even wait till tomorrow. Okay, and that might be a better option. Tomorrow, we've got special events happening mathematically as well. So that might be a better kind of option. And we should find ourselves in the evening when the market is closing really at a nice target level. So once the market finds direction, we should flow in that direction. So you could sit tight and wait for that. But in my humble opinion, this is how it should be going. Now remember, with the euro dollar, it was Monday and Thursday. All right, now remember, on Monday, if we get to Monday here, okay, that was a swing day, right? So the next days are Thursday and Friday, but I don't want to take Thursday as a swing day yet, not with non-farm payroll, all right? So maybe we'll push up, and Thursday, Friday, we'll have another swing down. That's also an option. If you sold Monday from these levels, which I said you should be okay, covered in profit. If you want to keep following this down, you're either going to have to wait for the news, or like I said, at the trading hour, sell at the resistance levels, or here, and that's basically it. If you sold yesterday, you covered the trade, and you're still, keeping it open with a stop loss, that's also okay. It's doable. In my opinion, pushing further down is probably the way to go. And if you want to wait for the news, it's a smart thing to do. SP 500, yesterday I said we've got room to go because Monday, Tuesday, we've got a breakout. Okay. And I did say we're going to have some astro events which we need to be taking care of this week. So the market pushing up further is okay. Right. And especially after the PST broke out 2 days ago, I did say yesterday, yeah, it's buyable. Okay, and where was it buyable? Well, these were trading hours. So the market pushed up, also on a pullback here, going back up. It was done. All right. During the London sessions, you can see market picked up, and New York, a little bit of a retracement. Okay, and then going back up again. So, nothing dramatic. It was in the direction that I said we should be going in. Also, we had that sign from NASDAQ on Monday when the PST was breaking out. I said, don't stand in front of NASDAQ because it's a PST breakout. So with the SP 500 as well, looks like we may still have some room to go. If the market comes back into the goodbye kiss zone, it's going to be 6,060 to 67. So 6,060 to 67 is pretty much your daily pivot and this zone. Okay, so the market may still have a bit of room to go up. Where into is the question. Well, might still go into the LCL1 6138. 6138. Okay, so that's how it is. Now remember, the swing days for the indices, okay, they include was Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Okay, so the option here is we can either push up, okay, a bit further into Friday, or if we come down, we can go up afterwards. So it may not come back, but if it does come back, like I said, from this zone, from that zone, at trading hours, want to follow it up again, it's doable. Okay, let's take a look at Dow Jones. With Dow Jones as well, yesterday, the Monday and Tuesday were the swing days. The market did go down on Monday and did dip into Tuesday. But with all the breakouts, I said you might want to just step aside with the indices and not deal with it, and just see how things are panning out and wait for it. Okay, because Monday and Tuesday, like I said, it came down. Okay, Monday, Tuesday. So now this Tuesday, being a swing day, had the potential to go up, and I did say we've got room to go up into PST levels. Okay, also if you take a look, this had a better buying opportunity than the SP 500 because it really did, at the end of the day, dip down. If you think about it, let's take a look. What's that? This is 345. I did another 345 yesterday. What did we have? That's 5:30, 4:30 my time. We didn't have anything. 10 past 6 is there. So 10 past 6 is there. And we had 20 past 6, sorry. 20 past 6 is the next one, which is up there. Let's do that properly. Okay, that's 20 past 6. Plus, we had 9 o'clock. Okay, 9 to 9:30, that's your 9 there. Okay, that's 9 o'clock going into 10:40. 10:40 on the platform, which is 11:40 my time, and that's your 10:40 pretty much there. All right, so the market like up, down, and from here pushing back up again. So on the Dow Jones, let's make this a little bigger. Okay, that still has room to push up. Let's take a look. Now that's a bit tricky zone here, so I don't like it when we're on a PST. We can break it on a pullback. I'm happy to go long, but this 71 is 45,096 for today. Remember, we are always updating the daily ones on a day-to-day basis. So that's already done yesterday. If it breaks above that, then it's going to be a bit tricky because it's got room to go up. And on the weekly, it has broken up. So we should be breaking up and going into 72.45 which I've already put here. Okay, so we're probably going to break out and push up, since the weekly has already pushed up and is going towards that 72 there, and that's the price. Okay, so going up on this one is also looking like a better option now that we have a breakout. Like I said, tomorrow is going to be news day, so we'll see how things pan out. If you want to buy this one, I'd wait for the news actually with all the stuff, because as you can see, you've got to be it's pretty volatile and just going sideways. But knowing the price levels and the hours, we can get in on the edges rather than muck around in the middle of nowhere. Okay, remember, we always want to trade on the edges at the right time. If they don't match, don't trade. So here as well, if it breaks out, pull back into a trading hour is okay to go up. If the market is at the daily pivot opening this zone at a trading hour and you want to push up, do it with a smaller lot size and a tight stop loss under the daily pivot, because you don't want to muck around there. And here's a gap as well, so mind the gap. Okay. Nasdaq. Now Nasdaq, it had a breakout on Monday, so that breakout worked out nicely on the PST, also on the indices, because it was a swing day, Monday, Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday, and that's your Wednesday, and those are the targets we talked about, right? So both targets are pretty much done. Okay, there you go. That's the zone, and I did draw that the other day. Now we can get rid of it because we've got the red dotted lines. The market still has potential to go up. Sooner or later, though, this should get a slap in the face to push it further down, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So now I can get rid of this because this is no longer the case for us. Okay, and that's basically it. Once the breakout happens, you just follow it to the targets. You can see the nice little pullback on the lines as well. Just targets working really nice. Okay, so still a bit more room to go. 72, 21,583, 21,583. So without targets, it's very hard to make decisions. Okay, so if you're going to trade, that's your closest target. Make sure you have a target to trade to, otherwise you're going to be in a mess. Okay, if the market dips down into the daily, slightly lower here as well, in a trading hour, if you want to push up, it's your call. Personally, until this Friday, I don't think, for the rest of the week, I won't be today and tomorrow I won't be taking any trades, simply because this news is coming up, and we also have these events that I just want to sit by and wait for and see how it happens. If you went long on the breakout on the Nasdaq, you can certainly follow that through by moving your stops further down, further up in this case. Other than that, I wouldn't do anything. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now with Bitcoin, I said if you're day trading, I said buying on a pullback should be okay with targets. If you're buying and holding, I said I wouldn't do it from these levels. I still say I wouldn't do it from these levels because they're all-time highs. They need a retracement, which should bring them back and give you a better price on a hold opportunity. Now remember, with Bitcoin, Thursday is a swing day, right? So this is your Thursday. Okay, big push up, coming into the targets right in there. Okay, also buying this zone was okay this week, which we talked about, dipped down. Let's take a look into the 15-minute chart. I also marked this zone as, look, that's a nice dip right in there, closing the gap yesterday. So if you're following through, should be okay. And this is, look, 7:20 my time, which should be like 6:20, which is there. All right. So the market pretty much comes down into that 7:20 zone and then just goes upwards. Okay. And that's basically it. A lot of gaps here, so the market should pull back. And these levels, I did say, are targets, as you can see. But if you're using the PST, it's obvious you got targets, you see, on the PST. And that's basically it. See, once you have your red dotted lines, they're your targets. So any breakout, you just go into your targets. So when day trading, that's the way to go. And these are the channels, so we're still in that channel. So having a 1, 2, maybe a 3 tap, and then an ABC retracement to close all these gaps could be on the menu. Okay, other than that though, there's nothing to talk about here. And then we did have Thursday for a swing day. Well, that's your big bang day right here, okay, on Bitcoin. Now this could push the market further up. Why? Because the next swing days, they're going to be on the weekend. All right, so we'll have to see how this thing pans out with tomorrow and the weekend as well. Okay, there's still a bit of room to go up. On the weekly, we are way, way up. This is just huge. Okay, and that's how it is. Beautiful impulse wave. Sooner or later, it'll need to come back. And when it does, you can buy and hold when it does that. Okay, until then, it's not really worthwhile in my opinion. Okay, and that's the zone, and this is the measured move. Okay, so if that's the impulse wave there, okay, this is the impulse wave here, right on that zone or on that zone. So it's pretty close to where the market may stall. So I wouldn't do any buying at the tops as usual for buying and holding. But if you want to trade it, obviously don't buy it here. You need to wait for a pullback to go back up. Okay. Sometimes they'll blow up and then they'll just slap it down, and then you'll just get lost buying at the top. So don't buy the tops. If you're going to day trade it, wait for a pullback and then go up.